Sunday morning.
All right. This, of course, is Color Commentary, where we give you views from a different side. I, of course, am your host, Rashad Waters, owner and founder of Block Band Music and Publishing, a company that gives you music and instruments for marching bands across the nation. And my compadre.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Chuck Taylor here, KFH Party Easy. Yes, I am ready for this. Let's go.
All right. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new Netflix show, Raising DION. Okay, this show is the story of the... I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, okay. Deion Sanders? Okay.
I just didn't hear what you said, but I just went with that. Okay. That's what we're doing.
It's over now. We'll go to next. Go ahead and go.
Raising DION, the story of a single mother, widowed. Okay, she's not not that other stuff. Widowed.
She's widowed.
Yeah, widowed. A widowed single mother raising a young man who spontaneously develops powers, huge powers. And what do? We will throw in the fact that this is an African American lady, so it's a little reflection on some things. We getting some representation in here. Showed up on Netflix. We decided the Color Commentary crew needed to spend a little bit of time watching this show. So we're going to give you the non-spoiler review of it, as well as the spoiler review. Unlike some of the other shows we have watched, we saw all the episodes. So it was only 9 and not 13. Thank God.
Good job.
Yes. Thank you, Netflix. So, Mr. Chuck Taylor, what do you have to say about Raising DION?
Yeah, I was pretty excited when I saw the trailer for this a couple weeks back. Somebody shared it on our group. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Okay, young little black boy. He's about 6 or 7, I guess, maybe 8.
Mm-hmm.
He's develops power. So I was intrigued already because we don't have very many movies like this. So, so I was like, yeah, I'm definitely down for checking this one out. But I thought it was done pretty good. Really, really had some really good episodes and had some pretty okay episodes. It started off a little, it kind of just warmed you up. It didn't take too long to get into the story, but it did kind of it was like a little lag right at the beginning, that first episode or two. But once it picked up, I really enjoyed it. It had a lot of good twists in it. The acting was done. The acting was really done well by all the actors. Little boy, he did a lot of things. He reminded me so much of my son sometimes. So I was sitting there just laughing cause he just go off and just start randomly doing something. It's amazing. How is that? I'm like, yeah, that's my kid. My kid be doing some of that. So I was having fun just kind of watching the kids interact. I love the little girl.
Esperanza.
Yes, she was one of my favorite characters. I love her little smart mouth. She just didn't care. She just do what she wanted to do and tell you how she felt, and didn't have I don't care if you hurt my feelings. I don't care if you talk about me, you ain't hurt my feelings. So and actually my daughter, she watched the show. She was she was really, she felt, I guess, a new respect for her almost, because she could see wow, her being disabled and stuff, and she's this, I guess, tough and this, what's the word I'm looking for?
Secure in herself.
She's just confident in herself that she didn't really allow anybody to bring her down. So my daughter really understood yeah, I'm gonna start being more confident in myself and start worrying so much what people think. I was like, wow, good job, Netflix. Good job. Because I enjoyed it. I thought that the kids at school, all of them, it felt like they were really at school. So a lot of times when you watch these type of movies and you see kids acting together, they don't really do the greatest job. They need an adult in there with them to act. So seeing the kids just have their own dialogue throughout the whole shows for most of the whole episode, I really enjoyed it. I like this was produced, I believe, by Michael B. Jordan. He's definitely one of my favorite actors right now. Been watching him since Friday Night Lights and The Wire, so I'll go way back. But yeah, just seeing him, now he jumped in, he comes in, but I just enjoyed the movie. I thought he did a good job. He's definitely bringing us a lot of blurred type stuff. So he's a big blurred. I see. I didn't know he was that big of a blur because I know he watches Naruto. I said Naruto. He watches a lot of the animes. He has clothing lines with animes. He comes to a lot of the events. Of course, he was in Black Panther. He actually has his own anime that's on Cartoon Network.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually like the Adult Swim part of Cartoon Network. Yeah, it comes on pretty late, but yeah, he has his own one that he does on there too. I haven't really watched it, but I know he loves that type of stuff. So I was really encouraged by it. I want them to keep going. The episodes are really good. It has a lot of good surprises and good cliffhangers at the end. So you'll definitely enjoy it.
Yes. I'm all for that, man. Everything that you said, man. I thought it was a really good show. I think it's a very well-rounded show in a lot of ways. There's some things that kids will enjoy. I've seen a lot of people say that it's more of a kids show. I don't think so. I don't think it's a kids show because there's a lot of things that are really pertinent to adults, particularly when you're spending time with the mom and you're going through, her life and what's happening. But I think there's enough things that the kids can relate to and things that parents can enjoy. I think it's interesting for people that like sci-fi type of things. I think it's good for people that like more of a story and less of the sci-fi. Like it's a really good balance of things, I think the characters are compelling. They're interesting. I want to find out more about them. You like watching the little twerks of the characters. One of my favorite things is watching DION and how he reacts with his mom. And then anytime he's not around his mom and he's just talking to like Esperanza, it's like hilarious because it reminds me of me as a kid and how kids are. Because when you become adult and you talk to kids talk to you like they're dumb. Like, yeah, like, why did you do that? I don't know. Like, they just say dumb things. Right? But as soon as adults go away, I couldn't tell my mom about that because, she was having a really hard day. We got to protect her from that. Like, wait a second. It's like,
yeah, he did do that. Like a whole different level. You're right. You're right.
I'm like, you know what? That's exactly how I was when I was a kid. Like, I talked to my parents. I don't know. But I talked to my friends. Like, we're rolling, yo. So, just like you, I love Esperanza. She's definitely my favorite character of the show. And I can relate exactly, to what Monica is talking about. I definitely like the fact that she is herself, and she is extremely loyal. And like I said, she's herself, she's not going to let anybody bother her. The whole story, a lot of it is about DION trying to fit in. It was really about several characters trying to fit in, but out of all the characters, she is the one that most is confident in herself. I love it because she could easily be the one that is the least confident in herself. But because of that, this is my friend and it doesn't matter. I'm going to treat him well, and I'm going to believe in him. And if he says he likes this thing, I'm going to be excited about that type of thing. And I'm not going to let anybody else talk about that's for babies. No, he likes that. I like that. I love that. Like when they were at the party scene, I think that's one of the big things.
Yeah, you can't.
What you saying?
This is non-spoiler.
It's a party.
Hey, it's a party. You can't tell them anything. It's a plot hole.
Last thing as far as it being well-rounded, it's like everybody gets a little piece of something. The main characters are black. Let me see here. Again, we mentioned Esperanza. There's an Asian boss in here. There's a black teacher. I really like the fact that they put him in there, particularly since they made a big deal about the fact that there's only 2 black kids at the whole school. So you wouldn't expect there to be a black teacher as well, but there is a black teacher. And, he does a really good job of connecting with his kids. They just really took all the people that are kind of left out in in the mainstream movies and TV shows, and really gave them the opportunity to shine. And I loved it. I was all about it, man. So I think this is definitely a show that you should watch. Take your time, watch it with your kids. There's nothing. I don't think there's any foul language or any sexuality. If you are more of a conservative person, you might have some issue with a couple characters. But that's if you're a conservative person. But if you realize that we live in 2019, regardless of your feelings, you know that this stuff is just happening, regardless of how you feel about it. That it's in your face. So there it is. You know, there it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, you should definitely give this show a watch. All right, it is time. It is that time. Story time. It is. Get ready. Oh! Spoiler. Ah! All right, Mr. Chuck Taylor, what is your spoiler review of Raising DION?
Okay, so I really I like how they use. I liked how he found out he had powers. And he acted like what a kid would act like once he had powers. Like he started like just making stuff spin around, and like I like how he did not have control of his powers. So we're basically going throughout most of the show, like just having him learn how to control his powers. And they use a lot of the Star Wars references and comic books. And I like how what's his father's name? Pat. Yeah, I like how Pat comes in and he's like the support role because Michael B. Jordan, he dies early. I guess he dies in past vision, so we don't know what happens to him until later on in the show. But I like how they basically he kept it pretty simple. He had some things, him moving and stuff, and then him getting the power, the kid getting powers, and then like everybody learning about him. And I felt everything flowed really well. I thought it looked good too. I didn't think it looked too cheesy because sometimes some of the shows that they go with sci-fi, most of the time Netflix does pretty good. They put pretty good money in their stuff. But shows like on like CW, sometimes they look a little like corny with some of their special effects. I thought they did pretty good with the special effects here.
It was better than See You Tomorrow, right? Because you were all over that show, that movie.
Oh yeah. That was special effects is horrible. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. I really want to get back in it. Go watch our review now. I love it. I like the movie, like the show, but just special effects is like, y'all stop. You need to stop. But with Raising DION, I guess it just has so many different characters that we could everybody had a character that you could probably connect with. And they didn't spend so much time on one or two particular characters. Like, yes, the mom and the son had the most of the time, but you saw Pat, you saw her sister, you saw the other kids at school, you saw his the father and the boss. You saw a little bit of everybody throughout the whole show, so it kept you interested in the whole series. It was funny because when I first started watching it, I thought it was just a movie. So I was like, when I was starting to get into it, I was like, oh, it's probably getting good because it's been like 45 minutes. Okay, it's getting a little good right now. It's probably about to be really good. I was like, oh, John, this is a series. I was like, yes, because I was getting into it. So I was like, this is a series. Yes, I get to watch like 8, 9, 10 episodes. I was excited. So yeah, that was kind of funny. I really thought it was just a movie, like 2-hour movie. And I figured everyone just cram everything into the last hour and a half. But yeah, I got to take his time. Cram, yeah.
Yeah, your boy.
Let's see, the part
cram.
The part that really just let me lose there, had me like completely turned over was Pat. Like the way they brought him in they did a great job. Like they brought him in like the little goofy, outsider guy that's a little friend with kids, but he don't really got no girl, and he was friends with the dad and everything, but he's like there helping support his godson and stuff. And seeing that whole relationship grow, playing games with him and everything. Everybody used to call him like a kid the whole time. And then we find out at the end of the darn show that he's the person that's been killing everybody the whole show.
Right.
He killed his dad. He should have told me he was gonna be there. I'm like, dang, I did not see that coming. So that was like when I was saying like you just was surprised. Like that was a surprise. I was like, Pat? Like everyone was like, Pat? Even the mom, she was like, Pat? You?
Right.
you killed my husband? Like, yeah, I didn't mean to. I told him to tell me where he was going because I was going to go kill this lady. So that was pretty good. Because I really thought that the Asian chick was the bad guy like the whole time. You know, I thought they had some whole conspiracy going on, but she actually is, well, at least right now she's not the main bad guy. So
right.
So I like how it left a lot of open doors for theories and future episodes and future seasons on how they can take this. It kind of reminds me like of Stranger Things. Like on that first season, you had the demigod, Goggin or whatever thing's called. Like he was the bad guy, and once they stopped it, then you found out, oh, it's a whole world that's trying to, take over. Right. And then that sets you up for the next season. So like here's like, oh, now we know it's a supernatural being that's trying to kill all the rest of the people that got affected and basically take their power. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I can't say I think I watched six episodes straight one night, and then I just finished the last two up today. So yeah, it was a good watch. A lot of stuff I could talk about. I can't remember it. It's a great show to me. I thought it was really well done. Good job, Michael B. and the crew who helped him in Netflix. What about you?
Once again, yes, sir. I am in 100% agreement. That's why we got to find some more stuff that we disagree on.
Yeah, we got to find some stuff that we disagree on.
We're right on. We're locked in. I got to find something to be contrarian with you on. But yeah, man. Episode 7 is the best one. Let me tell you. If you are watching this show and you think it's a little bit boring, or maybe you're not into it, just make it to episode 7. Because when you see Pat, bro, I did not see that coming. Y'all who watch the show, I figured these things out. I've seen so many movies. I'm like, oh yeah, that's such and such. That's him. That's it. I had no clue. Not that I had one piece of evidence, and the only thing I can say is I thought that Pat maybe had powers too, because he kept getting those migraines. Yeah. Like something's happening with the migraines. That means something. But him being the crooked man, no, not a clue.
Left field over there.
Yeah, they keep bringing up this guy named Lars. So the Asian lady, what's her name? Suzanne, I think is her name. I think that's her name.
Go with it.
Something. Yeah, we're gonna call her Suzanne right now. Yeah, she has this assistant that she's always like, Lars, give me this. Lars, give me that. And like Lars is always looking at Pat.
Yeah,
like
he does.
Like, okay, so I think like Lars, he must be the guy. That's the guy right there. Lars is gonna reveal himself now, but Pat, what?
Yeah.
Great. And then I really love to see the development of DION's powers. They're doing it in a really good way. Like you said, he doesn't control him at all, and then he just has these spurts where he shows you the next thing that he can do. You're like, when did he learn to do that?
Yeah.
He just makes these balls of energy and like, oh, you can do that now too? And just teleport and turn invisible. But at the same token, he's still a kid, so he's like training with the lady and she's shocking him.
Yeah, right, that was good. Ow, ow. I can hear you. Ow.
Which is interesting. I guess there was actually no payoff in that part because he never uses that. He never uses the invisibility. Like, yeah. I don't know if Pat can see them when they're invisible or not, but he never uses it anyway. So it kind of, now that I think about it, that was probably a little bit of problem with the writing, because you don't want to introduce something and spend that much time doing it, spending time teaching him how to be invisible, only for him to never use it any other time in the rest of the show. Particularly since the lady died. So if he does it in season 2, it won't really mean anything versus it being somehow connected to him, to her dying, and him being able to transcend that death and being able to come invisible. So that may be something that they missed. But other than that, I think the writing is pretty good as far as the story is concerned. Again, I like the fact that there's so many different characters, and I love how the Pat and the Asian boss switch characters, because you definitely think Suzanne is the bad guy. I only have a couple of dislikes, really. It's actually only the same dislike, and I could see how certain people are going to dislike this show, and you guys probably wouldn't think I would feel this way based off of what I just said about the Joker. My thing is that I'm an equal opportunity person. I believe in equality for everybody. So my only dislike in this show is that every single white male character in this show is a bad guy at some point. Every single one. Pat is the main villain, right?
Yeah.
All right. There's a white male teacher. He's a racist.
The principal, like, dude, yeah.
Yep. Jonathan is the main kid initially, the main villain kid initially. Now he turns around and gets himself together, which I like that a lot. It reminds me of my mom being a 4th grade teacher and being able to deal with the difficult kids. And sometimes if you can reach them, they can get out of that. And I really like seeing that transformation of Jonathan. He just needed somebody to believe in him and to get around the right people and stop trying to fit in with the bad kids. So I like that. But he still was the main kid villain initially. And even the little white boy at the end, the only white kid that wasn't a problem, he turned out the villain at the end as well because Pat possessed him. So I'm like, well, darn. That was single white.
I was like, poor little boy. Your daddy just got killed, and then the lady won't help you. Shit. Now that was kind of funny to me because it was like, it kind of felt like, because I guess I'm just going to say it was a white woman telling a white boy that she can't help him because she got to help black boy. So it's like, shit, I can't help you. You go be on your own. I got DION. I gotta go. Why are you going to go see DION? Take me too. You don't want to help me? And like, my daddy died. His daddy died. We're in the same situation here. I got powers. He got powers. Why do I gotta stay here? Like, it was like the whole. I was like, wow. Now that's definitely no black person wrote this movie. Because 99% that ain't happening. But back and forth somewhere.
Wow. And speaking of her character, I forget what her name is right now. Because again, a little small problem with the writing. After she died, they never even said her name again. Nothing. I don't even know.
You know, her fighting for the boy and everything.
Yes. Not one time, not 1 second did they even say her name. She said, "Oh, Pat, he's the one. He killed Mark." And he literally murdered the girl right in front of you, in your face. And and DION knows her, trained with her. Just like, well, darn. See, you know what, Charlie? She just should have stayed with the white boy.
She probably would be alive right now. I would just been going invisible, running around.
Exactly. But anyway, I think this is a great watch.
I guess real quick. Since we're doing spoilers now, the way they got rid of the electric dude, I was like, okay. I kind of rolled my eyes down a little bit. I'm like, cause you find you use science, but they go get a pole and she just like runs into the lightning field and like just sticks a metal pole of lightning. Like no, I'm like, you're sticking a metal pole in lightning.
Right. Yeah.
That's not. I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, you threw it at him. I could see it. Like, if they found something to throw it at him and they got in there and then they had him shock it. But it's like, you're throwing lightning. Lightning's gonna get in that. You're gonna be electrocuted and die anyway. So I was like, that part. Yeah. They could do a little better with that.
Yeah. The last episode, I'll be honest, it wasn't bad, but it definitely, going from episode 7, it went down a little bit, because you got that part. She definitely should have been killed. And then you get the whole thing with them making this big thing that's going to kill the storm. So you're thinking oh, okay, these kids have come up with something that's actually going to do something. They spent a lot of time talking about this project, the Storm Killer. The name of the episode is the Storm Killer, and then he comes out with this little. You're like, oh, it did something. No, it did nothing. Go hide in his head. I was like, really?
Find some money.
Right. And then what else happened during that? Let's see here. Was something else that's kind of the writing could have been a little bit better right over there in that end, you know. But, you know, overall it doesn't take away from the whole. It's not bad enough that it just ruins it for you, like Game of Thrones, I imagine, which I never saw. All right, Chuck. Anything else that you're ready to check out now, right?
Yeah, you see me over here. late show for us.
Anything else that needs to be said about this?
No, I think we're good to go. Go check it out, everybody, if you haven't. Definitely. Hopefully you didn't listen to the spoilers, because you might not check it out, because he have told you everything. But if you listen now, spoilers, check it out.
If you like what we did, make sure to leave us a like. Leave your comments. What do you think about this show? Did you like it? Could it have been better? You know, what do you think? Let me see here. As usual, you got to subscribe to survive. This is Color Commentary, where we give you views from a different side. Peace.
Saturday morning.